Hi everybody, I'm Tara from Crooked Row, and today is a follow-up video of sorts. We had done a video about an easy way to start sweet potatoes, and not only was this the best way that I have ever seen, it grew beyond my wildest expectations. It did take a few weeks, so if you're still struggling with your sweet potatoes and it hasn't been a few weeks yet, wait, because they're about to bust loose, and I'll show you what I mean. Here is my sweet potato. Let me see if I can even get in there so you can see. So this one tiny sweet potato, you see how tiny that is producing all this greenery. And I actually have other ones in here producing, but all this greenery right here is from one tiny little sweet potato. So what do you do with your sweet potatoes once they start growing like this? Like, how do you turn them into slips? Well, today I'm gonna show you. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm going to get down to the base of the plant and I'm going to snip it. Okay, so I'm gonna snip right here. Here we go. Whoop. And let's pull that out and see what we got. Okay, so this is what we have, and it is this is not one plant, guys. This is, if you look at its little nodules back here, now technically I could probably make this a plant, but it's kind of too little. And there's probably people who would chew me out for that, but this is definitely one plant. See all these nodules? Can you see that? Those are all their own plant. So we can go ahead and create their own plant. Now watch this. Okay, one, that could really be two. Two, three, four, five, six, and I'm gonna leave this on. It's the head of the plant. Again, it would keep continually growing, but I'm gonna keep that on. So what do we have here? Was that 7?
I believe so. From
one vine. Now look how many more vines we have coming off of this plant. This is a vine coming off of this plant. This is a vine coming off of that tiny little tuber. So, so we already have 7 from just that. So now, what do we do with these? Let me show you. Okay, so typically I'm out in the greenhouse. I had some fertilizer in this glass jar. It's actually not dirty. It looks dirty, but it's not dirty. So I'm actually gonna pour some water in this, not a ton. You don't need you don't need a fertilizer or anything to just, all you're looking to do is to get roots on this. So I'm gonna put all 7 of those plants in this sour cream container. And these will be kept out here in my greenhouse. If you don't have a greenhouse, you can put them in a very sunny windowsill. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna cut the rest of them, and then we'll be back. Okay, so I am shocked as to how many plants I just got out of that. So just in this one jar, these are my orange sweet potatoes. I think they're Georgia Jets. Pretty sure they're Georgia Jets. So they are the slowest growers, my purple ones, and I don't know what kind they are because I got them from a nursery and I don't think they knew what kind they were. They just knew it was purple sweet potatoes. Those purple sweet potatoes grew like gangbusters. I mean, they were the first ones to sprout. The orange ones took a little longer. This is the orange ones, and if that looks like very little to you, that's over 40 plants. 40 plants, and they're not even done. So in just a second, I want to show you how the plants are not harmed. They're going to, even though I clipped from them, they're going to continue to keep giving you plants. So you will literally, just from 11 very small sweet potatoes, look at the video down below to see how I actually planted these and the size that I even used. We have well over 100 sweet potato plants. So what I'm doing now is I'm going to stick them in the sun. Actually, they're going to be in my greenhouse. You can stick them on a sunny windowsill, but I'm going to let roots grow in these containers. So we'll be back in, I'll say a week to see how these are growing. Here we are back in the grow room. It has been 10 days, maybe 2 weeks. I actually can't remember exactly, but if you can see in here, there are plenty of roots growing in each of these. I'm not showing you the ones with the containers that are you can't see through, but if you notice, like, there is tons of roots growing. So everything that was supposed to happen did. This is the absolute best method I have ever seen to grow sweet potatoes. We actually have hundreds of sweet potatoes that we can grow, and then the plants are still looking good. Let me show you those. In a week and a half, remember, I just snipped all these. So in a week and a half, these are still growing good and tall. We've got these over here. This one has never grown anything for some reason. These are growing so much they're touching the lights. And these up here, I mean, they are just growing like gangbusters. It's amazing. So I mean, at this point, you start wondering if you can sell sweet potato slips because they produce so easily. I mean, I could easily get 500 slips this year. Easy. And it's not even planting time yet. So one suggestion I would like to give, so you have this plant right here, and this tip has been in water, but it's not sprouting. And the reason why is because the sprout comes from, or the roots that we're wanting to grow is coming from the node. So it's not the stem per se that it's coming from unless there's a node on it. I don't know if you can see, let me see if I can get in there. Like, right there is, right, let me get there, right there. That looks like it's coming out from the stem, but if you can actually see beyond that, it's the node that it's growing from. So the node is extremely important to be submerged in water. The actual node, not just the stem. So with this method being so extremely easy and working so incredibly well, I just want you to remember, if we can start our own sweet potato slips, anybody can. Thanks. Bye.